2. Mic check. 1, 2.
Welcome to Soundcheck on MC22 from Classic Rock Coffee Company in Springfield, Missouri. I'm your host, Brett Johnston. Today our guest is Casey Kavanagh. First song is Coulda, Woulda, Shoulda.
If I would have known the last time I kissed you would be the last time I would ever kiss you, I would have went slower and let it all sink in. I would have taken my sweet time instead of rushing in. If I would have known the last time I held you would be the last time I would ever hold you, I would have held on longer, so I would always know what your body felt like next to mine. Now that I'm alone, but I say one thing and you say another. I guess I just should've listened to my mother. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, don't matter what I said, 'cause you just run away from yourself instead. Oh, 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 yeah. If I would have known the last time we made love would be the last time we would ever make love, I would have been better and tingle your spine. I'll make you scream out my name, baby, and do it one more time. If I would have known before I met you all of the heartache you about to put me through, well, I do it all over now that I know your game. 'Cause I know your heart will always call my name. But I say one thing and you say another. I guess I just should've listened to my mother. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, don't matter what I said, 'cause you just run away from yourself instead. But coulda, woulda, shoulda, don't matter what I say, 'cause you're getting pretty good at running away. Whoa.
Welcome back to Soundcheck on MC22. Brett Johnston here with Casey Kavanagh. Casey, welcome to the show today.
Thanks for having me.
And obviously, you're up there with a ton of instruments, but it's not your only outlet. You're also in a band, Papa Green Shoes and My Buddy and Me. What's different about those projects for you?
Well, my solo project obviously is just me. With Papa Green Shoes, you know, lets me play with a full band, you know, 3 other guys. And with My Buddy and Me, it's just me and a buddy, you know. So, you know, it lets me really kind of expand what I do from just one person to a whole band.
And stylistically, they're very different as well. What are some of the things you're doing?
They're all kind of funky though. Like that's kind of the only thing that they have in common. My solo stuff can be anything from like the piano crooner to the singer-songwriter thing, to like I loop everything and do kind of like a full band thing with just me. The duo is we do a lot of pop covers, a lot of like old school 90s R&B, things like that. And then Papa Green Shoes is just good old-fashioned soul funk blues.
What's the inspiration behind gathering all the instruments yourself and playing as solo?
Honestly, because I get bored real easy. You know, I've been in bands where all I do is play saxophone, and it's great. You know, I love playing sax, but there are times, you know, there are times on stage like, man, I wish I could sing that song, or I wish I could play guitar on that song, or oh, I could probably play a pretty good keyboard solo on that song. So going solo and, you know, doing everything all at once, it lets me not be bored.
Sure. The education background for you is in music.
Yep.
And is it primarily saxophone? If you said this is the instrument, is there one?
My main instrument is the saxophone, yes. My first instrument was the piano. I started that when I was like 8 years old. I picked up the guitar in college. I've been singing since I was a kid. But yeah, the saxophone would be my main instrument. That's what my degree is in.
And you get the opportunity to kind of shuffle through them a little bit with Papa Green Shoes.
Yes.
You guys recently had the opportunity to play down in Memphis with the International Blues Contest. What was that experience like?
It was awesome. It was very humbling as well. I mean, you're in the mix with hundreds and hundreds of just amazing musicians. It was a great time.
And how did that play out? I mean, playing with the band and traveling together and
oh, it was great. You know, we get along just as well off stage as we do on stage. So it was awesome.
And the Cotton Gim brothers in that group are
they're legends.
They're legends. They have a deep history within the community.
Yes. Yep.
That's fantastic. Well, let's head back to the stage and hear the next song. It's Shake His Hand.
You wanna meet the man who taught me how to sing. You wanna meet the man who showed me how to swing. You wanna meet the man who taught me never to give up. Keep on putting, 'cause sooner or later the ball will fall in the cup. My daddy left too soon to see what I turned out to be. Grandpa's always been there, has always supported me. Every milestone that I have reached, he's always been there. And I don't think I've ever told him just how much I care. Shake his hand, shake his hand, shake his hand, the father I never had. You wanna meet the man who kept me occupied with a flashlight. He always knew how to make me laugh, always knew what was right. The style that he tells the jokes always seems to get a laugh. He says the punchline oh so quick and walks away real fast. I grew up watching Wheel of Fortune, he always claimed that he was right. Stayed up and past my bedtime, playing cards all night. Shake his hand, shake his hand, shake his hand, the father I never had. meet the man who taught me how to shave my face. I think my daddy must have sent him down here in his place, sitting in his bedroom listening to him sing old country songs. Little did he know that tonight he's singing right along. He sits in his chair tapping his foot when he's singing. Now he sits in his chair tapping his foot, watching closely and grinning. The kind of love that he has shown me is real hard to find. I just want him to know that he's always been a hero in my mind. Shake his hand, shake his hand, shake his hand, the father I never had. When I wrote this song, I knew that someday I'd be there. A church full of people, a guitar in my hands, singing through tears. But I wrote this then and I sing this now, so that God will understand the man that he's about to meet, so that he would know to shake his hand, shake his hand, shake his hand, shake his hand, the father I never had. Shake his hand, oh shake his hand.
Welcome back to Sound Check on Classic Rock Coffee Company in Springfield, Missouri. Brett Johnson with Casey Kavanagh. Casey, with Papa Green Shoes, there's an annual event that's always exciting in Springfield called the Imagine Concert, and it's where local and regional musicians take Beatles songs and John Lennon songs and make them their own. And there was one song in particular, Eleanor Rigby,
Yes.
that Papa Green Shoes played at a recent Imagine show, and played it in a style no one would have expected. Souped it up and got funky. How did you turn that song on its head, and what was going through your mind whenever you came up with that idea?
Well, again, everything I do, I like to put a little bit of funk in it, and I like to take songs and just completely flip them, to a place that you've never heard them before. And with that one, man, I don't remember how it came to me. I was playing it on keys, and I played the intro, real soft and real emotional, and then I just wanted to take it up and get funky. And so I think I was at home. I was doing it solo, and I had my cajon, and I looped it, and I looped like this funky beat. And I was like, you know what? I wonder if this could work, but it might really be out there. So let me throw it by the guys, see what they say. And they were like, yeah, it's out there, but I love it. Let's do it.
I was wondering what the reaction would be from those blues-based musicians. That's great.
Yeah.
What about writing in general? So you take yourself out of that band context or out of that, and what's your process like? Where do you start?
I don't really have a set process. There have been songs that I've written the lyrics first and then later put melodies to it. When I was a kid, I used to write a lot of poetry, so that kind of came naturally. There are other songs where I have a melody or a groove in my head, and then I put words to that. So I don't really have a set process. It just it comes how it comes.
So you studied jazz saxophone. Where was school for you?
In Minnesota.
In Minnesota, and what are some of the key components that you brought from that to your everyday playing?
Improvisation. Most of what I do with all my groups is all improvisation. I'll never play the same thing the same way twice. Well, maybe once in a while, but like everything I do, it's all improv. All the solos I do on a keyboard or guitar or saxophone, and even the way I sing certain phrases, they change all the time.
And even thematically, you take a song like the first one you played, Coulda, Woulda, Shoulda. Where were you when you found that and where you wrote that?
When I wrote that, where was I? I was living in my aunt's basement when I wrote that song. And it was, it was after a breakup. I think probably everyone's been there where, man, if you just would have known that last night was going to be your last night, you probably would have done things a little differently.
Absolutely. Let's head back to the stage and hear one more. This kind of even fits. A Girl I Loved.
There was a girl I loved with brown hair. She had the body of a model and the face of an angel, but I was unaware that her heart was made from something else as the whole town took their turn. But it marked the first time that I fell in love, the first of many lessons learned. There was a girl I loved with red hair. She was a bit too conservative but saw my potential, and I think that's fair. She took the pink out of my hair and she bought me clothes that fit. She even took me to church, but in the end I just wasn't able to commit. There was a girl I loved with blonde hair. She was 4'11" and she cussed like a sailor, but I did not care, 'cause her body fit mine like a puzzle piece. And even though our love was blind, I've never met another person on this earth whose heart could read my mind. I know you think my love is fake, and girls are just a game, but how many times my heart did break, left me never quite the same. There was a girl I loved with long hair. She was gonna be my wife till I realized I was unprepared. I was much too young and hadn't quite learned what life was all about. If I'd have said I do, we would have crashed and burned, and I didn't want that kind of doubt. There was a girl I loved with brown hair. She carried my baby for 6 weeks, and sometimes life just ain't fair. I drove her downtown past the angry signs and waited all afternoon. We drove home in silence, then packed her bags. Guess she moved in a little too soon. There was a girl I loved with short hair. She lived in a trailer and she tastes like an ashtray, but I did not care. I should have known better from our first date when she had goldfish in her heels. But she knew how to move, and to this day I still remember how she feels. I know you think my love is fake, girls are just a game, but how many times my heart did break, left me never quite the same. There was a girl I loved with curly hair. She called off her wedding a month before the big day, and we had an affair. I thought I meant more than just an excuse to have a few more nights of fun. Turns out I wasn't the first, and I won't be the last to think that she could be the one. There was a girl I loved with red hair. She was batch crazy with a heart of gold. What we had was rare, but she taught me how to love in all the right ways. And even though we lost control, I'm a better man now than before we met, 'cause she opened up my soul. I know you think my love is fake, girl, it's not just a game, but how many times times my heart did break. Left me never quite the same. I may have loved and lost more times than you like, but don't judge me for just being sure, 'cause this is my life. I know someday I'll find the one that'll make this worthwhile, but it's gonna take one hell of a girl to keep me down the aisle. And I know you think my love is fake, and girls are just a game. But how many times my heart did it break? You left me never quite done, left me never quite to say. Never quite to say. Never quite the same. I've never been quite the same.
Welcome back to Soundcheck from Classic Rock Coffee Company in Springfield, Missouri. Brett Johnson with Casey Kavanagh. Now, you said you picked up the piano at 8.
Roughly 8.
Roughly 8. And the guitar in college. The sax somewhere in there. But I understand that on 2 separate occasions, you've learned to play music in your sleep.
Yes. Yeah. I literally learned how to play piano well and play saxophone overnight. When I was a kid, I wasn't that great at piano, and at one point, my piano teacher actually told my mom that she's not sure if music is going to be my thing. And one night, I had a dream that I was much older, and I was playing the piano, and I was good. And when I woke up the next day, I remembered how I was playing when I was older, and I could play piano. And I went back to my piano lesson the next week, and she said I was like a completely different kid. And then it happened again in college on saxophone, when I could improv a little bit, but I wasn't great at it. And again, I had a dream that I was much older. I was an old man, and I was playing saxophone. And when I woke up, I remembered how my brain was thinking when I was playing, and I went back to the campus later that day, and I could improv.
You woke up with an epiphany and knew how to...
Yep.
Right on. Mostly when I'm having a dream, I'm flying without end.
I have those
and
too.
Falling, yeah.
Yeah.
But never have I woken up and just been able to do something differently.
Yeah, that's
Wild.
awesome.
The last song is called Enough. Take us through it.
Enough is just, one of those songs where you feel like you're doing everything, and you're trying as hard as you can, and it's just you never quite get there. It's just never quite enough.
What is that? Is there an enough benchmark for you musically?
No, of course not. I'm always going to be pushing for the next thing. And, yeah.
What is that next thing?
You tell me. I don't know, man.
Where do you find your inspirations? Listening to music, and what are some of the people whenever you were younger and even now that you listen to and really draw?
Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson would be my number 1 and 2. When I was a kid, most of my friends were listening to rock. I was doing the Motown soul, and still to this day, that's what I'm listening to. That's really where I draw most of my inspiration from.
Right on. A couple of marquee shows there as well.
Yeah.
Never get to them. All right, let's head back to the stage. One more song with Casey Kavanagh. This one's called Enough.
Sometimes I feel that no matter what I say, whether it's my fault or not, I lose anyway. Sometimes I feel that no matter what I do, I'll just never be good enough for you. try to keep my chin up and my nose clean. Try not to say too much in between. Never know to make you mad or what won't. Seems like I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. I tried walking out the front door a time or two, but I know it would be tough. So I just try to do little things to show you I still care, but baby, it's just not enough. It's never enough. You sleep on your side and I sleep on mine. The space in between us seems to be a mile wide. So many things that we've left unsaid makes for a cold and an empty bed. You told me before I came along that your life was fine, and that all your problems are really mine. So tell me what to do, baby, that'll make you smile. 'Cause I've been faking this life for quite a while. I tried walking out the front door a time or two, but I know it would be tough. So I just try to do little things to show you I still care, but baby, it's just not enough. It's never enough. Never be enough.
Casey Kavanagh, thank you for joining us on Soundcheck from Classic Rock Coffee Company in Springfield, Missouri. I'm your host, Brett Johnston, and remember, listen local.